We're back to choosing transitions. Today our sentences are: we packed food, towels, and water for our trip to Water World. Blank, we packed sunscreen to protect our skin from the sun's burning rays. We have four answer choices. We have A, simultaneously, B, most importantly, C, eventually, and D, rarely. And honestly, the best way to figure these out is try out the answer choices, see which one makes the most sense. We packed food, towels, and water for our trip to Waterworld. Simultaneously, we packed sunscreen to protect our skin from the sun's burning rays. We packed food, towels, and water for our trip to Waterworld. Most importantly, we packed sunscreen to protect our skin from the sun's burning rays. We packed food, towels, and water for our trip to Waterworld. Eventually, we packed sunscreen to protect our skin from the sun's burning rays. Or, we packed food, towels, and water for our trip to Waterworld. Rarely, we packed sunscreen to protect our skin from the sun's burning rays. Kylie, you think you know the answer? What is your idea?
B.
Answer choice B. For this one, I absolutely agree with you, Kylie. I think answer choice B is the best transition we could use. Who knows what this transition means simultaneously? Raise your hand if you've ever heard that simultaneously. Okay, some of us have heard it. Simultaneously is a way to say two things that are happening at the exact same time. So to say something is simultaneous, it means that two things, whatever two things you're talking about, are going on or they're happening at exactly the same time. Like when you see like when you see people dancing like in music videos or like in movies or things like that. Exactly. Um Especially ones like, it's a good one. Ooh, if you all saw the new Aladdin. So there's a part where they're walking down the street and everyone's kind of dancing around. They are all doing the same moves simultaneously. So at the same time, everybody's doing the same. Eventually is kind of like saying finally, saying there's that you've been waiting so long, or there's all these other things happening, and then at the very end, this happens. Eventually happen. And D rarely means that it doesn't really happen very often. Maybe once in a while. Kind of like, well, I guess here we could say that it rarely snows. Because if we looked at all the days of the year, we don't get snow very many days. But B works the best here. It's very important, especially if they're going to go like to a water park, to have sunscreen because they're going to be out in the sun all day long. And if you do that without sunscreen, you're going to end up getting sunburnt, and then it won't be a very fun vacation after that. Okay, our second box. We have our sentences and we have a couple of words to choose from. We have to pick relative adverb that would best finish that sentence. Yeah, I thought it was a really good movie. Let's take a look at the first sentence. Our trip to Waterworld was the time blank I lost my sunglasses. Our trip to Waterworld was blank the time was the time blank I lost my sunglasses. We have when or where. Who thinks they know which word would best finish that sentence? Our trip to Waterworld was the time blank I lost my. Violet, what do you think? When or where? What did you pick?
Where?
Where? Okay. If the sentence was a little bit different, where would work. But look at what they said right before that blank. Our trip to Waterworld was the time. So they're not talking about Waterworld the place, they're talking about their trip to Waterworld. Talking about an event, a time. We want to use when here. Now, if they said Waterworld was the place, then we would use where. It was the place where I lost my sunglasses. Or if they told me like a specific part of Waterworld, maybe there's a specific ride that I don't know, maybe has a lot of bumps or something. And when they were on one of the bumps, their glasses flew off. That is the reason blank I had to get a new pair. That is the reason blank I had to get a new pair. Should I use when or should I use why? Kylie, what do you think? Why or when?
Why?
Why? Same thing, if I look right before that blank, I see that they're talking about a reason. Talking about a reason, why is the better word to use. It was super value blank I found my new pair of glasses. It was super value blank I found my new pair of glasses. We have where and why. Which word is better to finish this sentence? Ezekiel. Which word is better, Ezekiel?
Where?
Where. This time they do tell us about a place. They're telling us the name of the store, Super Value. The last sentence, that was blank, we went shopping there. That was blank, we went shopping there. Have why or where? Which one of these relative adverbs is the best one to use this sentence? Jaylene? Which one did you pick, Jaylene? Why or where?
Um, why?
Very good. This one was kind of tricky. It didn't have a clue in front of it. The best one for this one is kind of just to try them both out. That was why we went shopping there. If I try the other word, that was where we went shopping there. It rhymes, but doesn't help to it doesn't help the sentence. It doesn't help it to make sense. In fact, it makes it more confusing. Okay, our sentence. We want to find all of the mistakes. We want to write it correctly. Sentence says, yesterday I am going to rent some videos. What is a mistake that we can see in this sentence needs to be fixed? Noah?
Change yesterday to tomorrow.
I could. That is definitely a change I can make. Okay, so instead of yesterday, I could write tomorrow. What else? Violet?
You change going to went.
Well, this is what I can do. If I make the change that Noah said, I said tomorrow instead of yesterday, I could do that. Or I could do your change. I could leave yesterday and then stay, instead of saying am going, I could say went. So it depends on the change you want to use. If you write tomorrow, you leave am going in there. If you leave yesterday, then you change am going to when. So I'll write both ways because both of you are correct. Either way would make the sentence correct. So I'm going to write both versions when we do our final one. What's a different change? Bella.
Capitalize the I.
Okay, capitalize the I. Because no matter when you're going for these videos, I always gets capitalized if it's a word, if it's a pronoun. Okay? So what else? Another mistake that this sentence has. Christopher. Again, it depends on what change you want to make. So like I told Violet earlier, Noah had a good idea that we could change yesterday to tomorrow, and that would work. Violet went the opposite way. Instead of fixing yesterday, she fixed am going to went. So it depends on which one you're going for. If you're saying that you're going to rent the videos tomorrow, all you do is change yesterday. If you're saying that you already did rent the videos, then you would have to change am going to. So it just depends on how you want to write the sentence, when you want this to happen. But like I said, I'm going to write both versions on because both of them are correct. Who can tell me something else though? Kylie.
Did we say change the question mark to a period?
Oh, we haven't said that. We're not asking a question. We're not saying, yesterday I rented videos. No, you're telling somebody. Or if we change it to tomorrow, we're not asking them, tomorrow I rent videos. We're telling them, tomorrow I'm going to rent the videos. Okay? What else? There's something I haven't heard mentioned, and it would work for either version of this sentence. What's something else? Violet?
You need to take the E out of videos.
When I have videos, if I have just one, it ends with the O. But if I'm going to have more than one videos, then I don't need the ES. Kylie, Christopher, let's make sure we stay focused on our work, okay? So you're absolutely right. Videos is not spelled correctly there. It doesn't need that other E. What else? There's two more things I can see. One of them is a capitalization. The other one is a punctuation. Kylie.
Videos, you don't need the second E nearest to the S.
That's what Violet had just said, but you're right. We don't need that second E in videos. So there's two mistakes left. One of them's a punctuation mistake. The other one's a capitalization. Jaylene?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
For question mark, change it into a period.
Hold on, Jaylene. You're sitting too far back from your computer, baby, and the microphone is making you very, very quiet.
For punctuation, change it into a period.
We changed the question mark to a period. We did that earlier, but you are right. That is a mistake in there. The punctuation I'm thinking of is the ones we were talking about yesterday. What punctuation were we talking about yesterday? Violet?
Comma.
We're talking about commas. There's a comma that I should put somewhere in this sentence. Kylie, do you think you know where we should put the comma?
After yesterday.
After yesterday, or if we make Noah's change, after tomorrow, because that's telling us when this is going to happen. When are they going to rent these videos?
Oh, Mr. Merrill, when you said capitalization, I thought you said spelling.
Oh, no. But there is still a capitalization mistake. So we already capitalized the I. There's one, but what's the other capitalization mistake? Noah?
In the beginning of the sentence,
The beginning of the sentence needs to be capitalized, whether I use yesterday or tomorrow. Okay. So like I said, this one, I'd say there are two good ways to write this sentence, so we'll write both ways. First, I'm going to start with yesterday, because that's what they gave me. So capital, yesterday, comma, capital, I. And we said, what was the word you used, Violet? Instead of was going? Or sorry, am going?
Went.
You said what?
Went.
Went. Okay. I went to rent some videos, period. So that's one version. Okay. The other way you could write this, is tomorrow, but you also need to make sure it's capital. Tomorrow, comma, I am going to rent some videos, period. Both sentences are completely fine. Both sentences are correct. It just depends on how you want to say it. So if you wrote the tomorrow version, that's okay. If you wrote the yesterday version, that's okay. The only thing you have to make sure is that when you say yesterday, you would say yesterday I went to rent some videos. If you say tomorrow, then you would say I am going. So it just depends on which version you want to use. But it's up to you which one you choose. You don't have to use one or the other. Okay. Now we have a sentence, we have a blank space. We have to choose the best answer choice to go into that blank space. Ezekiel, let's make sure we're focused. I can't play because I blank the laundry for mom now. I can't play because I blank the laundry for mom now. We have was folding, am folding, or will be folding. What answer choice is the best answer choice for this sentence? Christopher? Am folding. Let's try it out. I can't play because I am folding the laundry for mom now. Absolutely correct. When they say now, they're letting us know that it's happening right now. It's present tense. We say was folding, that means that you already finished in the past. If you say will be folding, you're saying that you haven't folded the laundry yet. Maybe it's still in the dryer or something like that, but you're not quite finished yet. And our last box. Edwin dropped to his hands and knees until he found his contact lens. We have a couple of changes that they suggest to us, and we have to pick the best one. A. Change dropped to dropped. Change dropped, dropped. Dropped and dropped. Not hearing anything different there. What are they changing? Dropped, dropped. Jadine, what are they changing?
in one of first drop, there's two P's. In the second one, there's one P.
In the first dropped, there are two P's. In the second one, there is one P. This one is actually a spelling change. So like I said, the good thing about spelling changes is you don't have to go back to the sentence to try them out. If you know it's a spelling change, then one version is always right, one version is always wrong, and you don't have to go back and check it. In this case, with dropped, always spell dropped with two P's. So if I know that this is not spelled correctly, I'm not even going to check it anymore. I know that it can't be A. B, change hands to hands. What's the difference with hands and hands? Because again, I don't hear a big difference there. Hands to hands. What did they change in that answer? What's different? If I don't hear a difference, that means I have to look closer. I have to look carefully and see what are they actually changing. Alexa, what are they changing? Hands to hands.
In hands, they put a apostrophe.
They put an apostrophe S. The apostrophe S could mean two things. Number one, something belongs to the hand. Number two, it could mean hand is. So this one we'll have to go back and check. C, change until to until. Again, it's something that I don't hear a big difference in. So what is the difference? Change until to until. Riley.
The first and until has two L's and the second one has one.
First until has two L's and the second one has one. Just like dropped earlier. That is a spelling change. A spelling change I don't have to check. I know that one is right and one is wrong. With the word until, it always has one L, not two. And D says the sentence is perfect. So let's check hands to hands. Edwin dropped to his hands and knees until he found the contact lens. Okay, easiest one to check, I'm going to check first. And is. They combined hand and is. All I do is separate them and see if the sentence makes sense. Edwin dropped to his hand, is, and knees until he found his contact lens. I don't think is belongs in that sentence. So let's see if maybe something belongs to his hands. Does and or and knees belong to the hands? No. I don't want to pick answer choice B. Answer choice C we said was spelling. We said that this first one, until with two L's, is not spelled correctly. But this version is. Would it be a good idea to fix a spelling mistake in your sentence? Definitely. D says the sentence is perfect, but we found a spelling mistake. So it's not perfect. My answer should be C. Change until to until. We only want one. Okay. Take a look at the page. If there's anything that you missed, anything you need to go back and fix, go ahead and do that now. I'll leave the page up for you.